Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm so excited. We have 33 on the phone call right now and on our Zoom. First ever virtual foundation seminar, yahoo. And I just want to remind you of the other two. You probably saw that on the save the date, but November 10th, we'll have the recording. We'll be doing a Zoom on annual fund and Paul Harris Society. We'll have some guest speakers. We have one from Peru and one from our own district. So stay tuned for that. Many of you are familiar with the chat box. We'd encourage you to use the chat box. Several of us are looking at watching that. So we will answer your questions, and we may even be able to answer a few of them, Bernie and his team. So Bernie, if you're ready, you now have 35 people coming in. So take it away, Bernie.
All right, thank you, Paula. Let's see here. I need a favor before I start. I need Paul Walter, I need you to unmute yourself. First of all, is everybody muted? Can we make sure everybody is muted? And then I have a few exceptions. Okay. Paul Walter, as long as there's not a vacuum cleaner or something running in the background, could you unmute yourself and be quiet until the appropriate time? Mary Gass, could you do the same thing? Could you unmute, be quiet? Paula, could you unmute and be quiet? And
I can't be quiet, but go ahead.
Okay, and did I get, that might do it. Lou Mello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you be quiet and unmute yourself?
Oh, if I unmute, I can't be quiet. I'm sorry.
Okay, well then mute yourself. Okay, so Alex, thank you. I sent Alex an invitation. Alex moved from Virginia to Beaufort, and so he saw the light and moved into District 7770. He is our Zone 33 Public Image Coordinator, so that's big stuff. He's top of the line, and we're welcome to our district, Alex, and thank you for showing up tonight.
Thanks very much for the invitation, Bernie. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Let's see. So we're going to do two topics today. The first presentation is going to be polio, and then the next presentation is going to be our $1 million dinner and campaign. So if everybody's okay, I'm going to try and share my screen here. And we will get right into this. And I think very soon you'll see why I wanted some people to be unmuted. So, all right, here we go. Our polio presentation. And the first thing up here is we have some great news, great news. And Paula, what would that great news be? Oh no. Oh no.
Is it about money?
No. Okay. Let me try. Let me try. Mary, what is the great news?
The great news is we are down to 2 countries.
Exactly. The great news in polio is Nigeria has been declared wild polio free. And what does that mean? It means the entire African continent, 47 countries, has been declared wild polio virus free. This is huge. Nigeria had been, I think the last case of wild polio virus was August 16th, 2016. 3 years they have to go, 3 years. So they did that. And it took them another full year to actually certify them as polio free. So actually it was 4 years. So it is huge for somebody that may be a little geographically challenged. That is Africa. And so what we're looking at here is Nigeria right here, and the entire continent of Africa, which is huge, folks, huge, is now wild polio virus free. So I wanted to start off on a really, really good note, but we need to look at the real. Here's the data. I get the data on the wild polio virus every Thursday. So this is just about a week ago. So what we want to look at here is in 2019, at that date in time, we had 78 cases. This year, at the same point in time, we have 121 cases. And you can see where they're coming from. Here they are, 47 are from Afghanistan, 74 from Pakistan. I should have asked earlier, is the volume, is my voice okay, or is it too loud, or is it okay? Everybody?
It's fine.
It's fine, okay. All right, thank you. So we are, unfortunately, we are ahead of last year, right here, 121 versus 78. Now, we finished last year with 176, so, we have a chance. We don't know what it'll be. We've got 3 months left. What is that, right? October, November, December, 3 months left. So I think you're going to see, and you can't really point to it, but the COVID-19, when we switched all our resources, or at least most of our polio resources, to COVID-19, we knew we were going to see numbers go up, in particular in Pakistan and Afghanistan, because they stopped vaccinating, they stopped immunizations, they stopped door-to-door things. So that all changed, I think, in July. Sometime in July, they went back to doing that. So anyway, I think some of that is you can attribute to COVID. So, okay, so keep your fingers crossed. It would be nice if we could finish this year a little better than last year. But you notice Nigeria is not listed on that slide for the first time ever. Okay. So let's just take a quick look back at, let's get out of 2020 for a second. Maybe that would help everybody. Let's look back to 2019-20. And what I want to look back, I want to go back to pets. Pauline, are you on? Are you on muted?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good. So this is your pets, Pauline. Pets 2020. We did a polio fundraiser there, and I'm sure the club presidents that are on, the president-elects, maybe some of them were there. Certainly the AGs were there and some district leaders. So just a little, we're just going to go back and look what we did at Pets this year in terms of a polio fundraiser. And that says it all right there. We got our governor-elect there, Pauline. We got this. Unless you're an AG, you probably don't recognize one of your fellow AGs there, but I'm not going to say who it is quite yet. But he's got the shirt on. He's got the purple wig. It looks like he put it on backwards. There's no bangs. I mean, I'm sure the ladies can look at that and say, no, he's going, you can hardly see him. But he's from Myrtle Beach. He's the AG up there in the same club as Pauline, and that's Eric Long. And I'll tell you what, he was a good sport. We had some fun with Eric, and he made the difference, because here's what happened. At Pets for Polio, we raised, and if you were there, great, because I thank you all because you were there, and I'm sure you helped contribute to this, but we raised $2,600 for polio. The previous year at Pets, just to give you an idea, the previous year we raised, I think, right around $1,500. So it was a big boost. This past year was a big, big, big boost. So $2,600. Now watch this. The $2,600 was in cash, checks, and credit card charges. $2,600 bucks. Paul Walter, Mr. Banker Extraordinaire, are you on?
I am.
Oh, here he is. Okay, the banker. All right, Mr. Banker. So we have $2,600 bucks. The Gates Foundation matches that number. The cash out matches that 2-to-1. So what's the next number coming up here, Mr. Banker?
The total or the 5,200? I'm sorry. I got the total right here.
Okay, I'm not asking for the total yet. So here we go. So the Gates Foundation 2-to-1 matches what, Paul? What is it?
5,200.
Okay. Now you got what is the total, Paul?
The 7,800.
Excellent. I don't know if I dare even ask this question. Okay. So let me put it in terms of something different. $7,800 total, but let me put it in terms of polio doses of the vaccine. If a polio dose costs 10 cents, 2 drops cost 10 cents, how many doses of the vaccine does $7,800 buy you, Paul? I knew it. I just knew it.
78,000.
Exactly. Exactly. Maybe I unmuted the wrong people. I'm just getting that. I'm getting a funny feeling here.
I had a vacuum cleaner in the background that I had to. I'm sorry.
All right, folks, look at that number, that $2,600 number up here. Look at this. That $2,600 number that we raised at Pets turned into 78,000 doses of polio vaccine. I mean, truly, truly amazing. This is all good stuff, real stuff. Okay, so one other thing about Pets, because Paul's a banker, he broke all that out and he said the cash money is $1,989 and, of course, 68 cents. Now watch what happens to the cash. If you divide that cash by, we lost 2 clubs. We went from 79 to 77 this year. If you divide that number by 77, I'm not even going to ask you, Paul. I'm not even going to ask you. I'm just going to throw the number up. Am I correct, though? It's $25.84 per club, correct?
You are correct.
Okay. So what we did in late July, early August, the district took that money and we gave to the 77 clubs, we gave $25.84 and put that in their polio account. So if you're a foundation chair or a club president and you're looking at that monthly rainbow report and you see a funny number like that, this is where it came from. It came from all your contributions that happened at Pets. Okay. All right. One last thing here for last year, and I just want to take a second. Really, this is unbelievable. This is the cash that we raised. This is all the clubs, 79 Rotary clubs right here. And some district money went into that too. So almost $140,000 cash money from the clubs in the district. The World Fund does not match cash. That's why that's blank, but we know Bill and Melinda Gates does. So look at that number. So you double it, 278,000. The district last year chipped in $119,100 of DDF, district designated funds. Now this is phenomenal because the World Fund does match that 1-to-1. So there you go. There's the 1-to-1 match. Gates, God love Gates. God love the Gates Foundation. They take those 2 numbers, they add them up, and then they double it. So here's the number you got to look at, folks. Here is the number. Last year, from this district, cash DDF matches, for the first time ever, the total impact was over $1 million, $1,132,000 to fight polio. I know you're not, don't unmute yourself. I'm going to give you all a hand and thank you all for that. It was fantastic. Now we have club presidents on the line here. We have president-elects who got AGs. So I know it's a COVID year. I know it. I know it's a COVID year. We're going to talk a little bit about that and how we're going to try and help get around that. Okay. This is going to go quick, but I think everybody knows this, how we set polio goals. Here we go. The foundation wants us to do $1,500 a club. That's not fair. We're going to average it over clubs. So we take 80 clubs times $1,500 bucks. Do we have 80 clubs? No, we don't, but the numbers wouldn't work. I like zeros. So 80 times 1,500 is 120,000. We take that 120,000, divide it by 3,500 members. Do we have 3,500 members? No. We have closer to 3,700, but the numbers work out better this way. So we average $35 a member. So if you want to, this is what we did. Paula did this. Paula did on January 1st of 2020. She looked at your membership numbers, multiplied that by $35, and bam, that's your polio goal. That's where we got it from. Okay, so you got your goal. How do you achieve your goal? October has been polio month in our district for 3-4 years now. This is prime time to raise money for polio. Now, we're aware of the COVID thing. We're aware that clubs are struggling to meet. They're struggling with Zoom. They're struggling. So what we're going to do this year, because of COVID primarily, is we're going to add November. So October is really flows into November. We have 2 months, October and November, we're going to make polio months. And you're going to see why here to help achieve the polio goal. It's important. Here's why. Watch. All right, October and November. Am I going too fast for anybody? Lou, am I too fast for you?
Never.
Okay. Okay, good. I'll get back to you later. Funny how that happens. Okay, so October and November, here's the big polio activities for now, not just October, but for October and November. Here's 4 things I want to talk about. we're going to do this $25,000 DDF polio challenge again. We're going to do that again. The dollars from the clubs are going to be collected over 2 months now, not one, October and November. We need you to invite a polio speaker to your club. It's have 2 months to do it now. It makes a difference, especially if you're Zooming. A polio speaker can come from anywhere. And I have a speaker list. Oh, that I should mention that now too. At the end of these 2 presentations, I'm going to email everybody the 2 presentations in PDF format. So they'll have all of this information. You don't have to take notes. You're going to get a PDF of both presentations. I'll send you the speaker list for polio, the speaker list for the foundation. I'll send you everything we're going to talk about in an email. So you'll have it. Okay. So you'll have a list of polio speakers. Well, of course, we're going to celebrate World Polio Day, which is Saturday coming up, October 24th. Mary's going to talk about that. And Mary is going to also, Mary Gass, by the way. Mary, say hi to everybody.
Hi, guys.
Okay,
Hi,
Mary is our polio co-chair along with me this year. So Mary's sharing in this presentation. She's going to talk about the last 2. Okay, every year we do this, 25,000 DDF polio challenge. And we do it, and I need to take some time so you understand the miracle of the match. You've seen some of it already, but watch this. Watch this. Paul, are you up for this?
I'll try.
Here we go. Paul said he's going to try. Hang in there. Okay, watch the match. DDF. Now these are actual from 2019. These are actual figures, folks. This is what we did last year. In 2019, the district puts up $25,000 DDF. If the clubs have to raise at least $25,000. If they do, the district will send $25,000 to the Foundation for Polio. But the clubs have to raise at least that for that to happen. Okay, now we know what happens with DDF, right, Paul? We know what the next number coming up is, the World Fund. The World Fund matches at 1-to-1. So what's coming up?
25.
Exactly. The World Fund matches. So now the total is
50,000.
$50,000 right there. Now, what happens when the Gates Foundation gets involved? What happens then?
2-to-1.
Exactly. So the total here is $150,000. And you know what? All we did was put up $25,000. See that? And magically, it turned into $150,000. Paul, does your bank have any kind of financial instrument that can guarantee that kind of result in investment?
Not even close.
Not even close. You heard it. You heard it from the leading bank. I'll say one of the best bankers on Hilton Head Island, right there. You heard it. Can't even come close. Okay, that's $150,000 in real money, folks. That's $150,000. Okay. Cash. Now let's talk what the clubs raised last year in cash in just October. Watch this. Our clubs raised $63,000 just in October. Paul, is that more than 25?
It is greater, yes.
Okay, good. You're catching on. You are catching on to what we're doing here. Now, the World Fund doesn't match that cash, but Bill and Melinda Gates does. I think we're getting the hang of this. So there it is, $126,000. What's the total, Paul?
The 189.
What is it?
189.
Oh my God. He's right. Oh my God, he's right. Okay, fantastic. Now, I'm going to bring this to a close right here. That's real money again, folks. Here we go. 150 district DDF, 189 club money. In the month of October, this district last year realized total polio impact $339,000. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's why we're doing 2 months. We want to see it happen. We know COVID affects us. We want to see similar numbers. We're giving 2 months to do this. All right, next thing. World Polio Day. We're doing something called the Purple, I got to take my time, Purple Pinky Polio Power Challenge. And now I'm going to turn it over to my co-chair, Mary Gass.
Thank you, Bernie. I feel like I need a Xanax after that.
I need a rest. I do need a rest.
I know. I'm afraid I'm not going to be as energetic, but I'm going to give you some good information. What you have to remember for World Polio Day, 2 things. We're going to do a fundraiser. you know, all the clubs need to raise the money to get to where Bernie was talking about. But the other thing is it's also an awareness campaign. We want to let the public know what Rotary is doing to eradicate polio in the world. So the second part of the fundraising is the eradication awareness campaign. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about. The Purple Pinky Polio Power Challenge guidelines. We're asking all the clubs to come up with something. They can decide what they want to do. And I'll go into some examples in just a minute, but we would like for them to use the color purple in whatever you do. We would like for them to use the End Polio Now logo. And I feel like I need to be asking Paul or Lou some of these questions as Bernie did, but they don't know the answer, so can't do it. Sorry, guys. Invite members of the public to participate. Your family, your friends, your co-workers, tell them what you're doing. Invite the media. Encourage media personalities to participate. And I'll talk to you about that in a minute as well. Record and document what you do and send it to Eric Davis. Next one. We're going to be given some awards if you meet the challenge. There's going to be a most entertaining activity award, most creative costuming, best use of the color purple. I can't be a black hour in my wig. Most clever use of End Polio Now logo. So that's some fun things to do, and have your club 100% participation. That would be great. Okay, there is a club toolkit, and I think Eric has sent this out to the presidents, and the public image chairs, I think, have also received this. But if you don't have it, contact Eric Davis or contact me, and we'll make sure we get you a toolkit. It has all the logos that you need, including our background logo and the Purple Pinky Polio Power Hand, and some other things from RI that you could use, the End Polio Now logo, that type of thing.
Mary,
Yes,
I'm going to email everybody I'll add this to what I email them. How's that?
perfect.
Yep.
That's perfect. Have you've got the toolkit, have you,
Yeah.
Bernie?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it. Mhm.
Okay. I got to learn to get an accent like yours. Go ahead. Next slide. Oh, that's some of the toolkit items. Okay, the possibilities, what we're talking about that you can do to have fun with this Purple Pinky Polio Power Challenge is you can create a superhero. You can cut out the hand, and anywhere you go, hold it up and take a picture and post it on Facebook. And if you have people in the slide, in the photograph with you, tag them so that their friends see it. Facebook is a powerful thing, so use it. Have your club members wear purple at every meeting in October. You can paint your pinky purple and wear a purple wig. Friends and family will want to know what you're doing and why. So remember, this is an awareness campaign. You want to be able to tell them why you're doing all this crazy stuff. Take a video of friends and family explaining 2 drops. Now, Terry Moore did this, and it's on one of the sheets that Bernie will send you, and you can click on and see the link. But it's, if you have somebody dropping 2 drops of paint, preferably purple, then you can say 2 drops. And then if you have somebody doing a basketball shot, maybe you could get one of the USC players and have Coach Staley saying 2 drops to end polio. I mean, it's a lot of different things you can do with that. So we're encouraging you to be creative and do some fun things. You can play golf using purple golf balls. Of course, you'd be wearing purple shirts and maybe purple wigs. You could, as a president, begin a poem about eradicating polio and challenge club members to come up for the next line. And so at every meeting, you'll have somebody add a line to this poem. Again, make it funny, record the readings, and submit this information to Eric. Or you can write a skit about what Rotary is doing to eradicate polio and perform this in front of your club members and record the skit. We want you to use your imagination. We want you to be creative, and we want you to have fun. Here are some pictures that Bernie took last week when he was with the Chicora Myrtle Beach Club. You can see they're wearing the shirts, they're wearing the purple wigs, and Bernie's wearing a Three Musketeers mask. You go, Bernie. They just had fun with it, and they raised a lot of money doing this.
We did. And Mary, are you going to
Yes,
tell them
sir.
about we're going to get polio masks in?
Yeah, we are going to get polio mask in. The polio masks are awesome looking. They're red, and they have the End Polio on one side, and then they have the hand on the other side. We wanted the hand to be big to look like you'd been slapped into understanding what we're doing, but it's going to be neat. And it also has District 7770 on it. We probably will not get them until mid-October. And once we get them in, we'll let you know. We're going to be selling them through the district, and all funds go to End Polio now. So yes, we'll be selling those just like we're selling the Three Musketeer mask. This is the committee that worked on putting the Purple Pinky Polio Power Challenge together. Eric Davis is chairing this for us. And you can see we've had a lot of people working on this, involved in it. And it's been a lot of fun. It was a last minute thing because we didn't think we were going to be able to do anything because of COVID, but this is going to work, I think, if the clubs will work with us and will participate. Now, on for another fundraising idea. Who is that dude? That'd be Bernie. Bernie has a challenge. Flip it over. There you go. He is going to walk 500 miles or walk/run 500 miles for the Polio Walk Run Challenge. You can go to this website and see Bernie's challenge page. And what you do is, to get to this page, you have to go to rotary.org, go to My Rotary, and enter your email address. Now, if you've never signed up for an account on rotary.org, once you go to My Rotary, it's not hard. Just do it. It's a fun thing to do. Now, when you give money to Bernie, you will get the dollar credit. Remember back when Bernie was talking about each club member, we'd like for them to give $35. This will go toward their money. You'll also get a tax receipt, and your club will receive the dollar credit for this toward their goal, the goal that Bernie talked about earlier. So Bernie does all the work. All we do is give the money. Now, if you don't want to sign up to My Rotary, you can let Bernie know or let me know, and we'll send you this form, or you can go to Bernie's website and get this form, fill it out, send it in, and the Rotary Foundation will make sure, again, that we get the credit, you get the credit. And again,
Mary, this will be an attachment. I'll attach this to the email also.
exactly. All
Yeah.
of this will be attached. It's part of that big toolkit we're going to be sending you, probably in a zip file. But again, that's Bernie's website. You can get the same form off of that website. But again, Bernie does all the work. All we have to do is just kind of hang in there and give him the money.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it
That's
is.
it.
In case you forgot, Bernie does all the work. That's great.
Bernie does all the work. We just give him the money, and that's all it takes.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay, Mary, thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome so much.
Appreciate that. All right, I promise you polio speakers, and this will be part of the email. I'll have an attachment. There'll be contact information, a little description about what these people do. We have a couple zone people here. We have Nancy, Barbie, and Rocky are zone people. If you do Zoom, if your club does Zoom, these are perfect candidates that they can Zoom in, and these are the best. I mean, we got people that have gone on NIDs here, National Immunization Days. They rock. So if you're looking for a polio speaker, just make sure you get the email from me. Don't delete it right away. Actually, check out the attachments. And I've been doing polio presentations for a couple of years, and I always end with this, because when you get right down to it, this is why we give to polio. Those kids are at a National Immunization Day, and they got the vaccine. They put their little pinky in, got ink on it. Those kids don't have to worry about polio in their life. those kids will not be crippled for the rest of their lives. They'll be okay. And this is why I get excited, and you should get excited about giving the polio, because you're making a difference for these kids. I love this girl here. Look at this girl. She is so happy. She is prouder than anything to have that purple pinky. So, okay, I think there you go. Thank you, everybody, for listening to us, to Mary and I, and hopefully have a good October. Have a good October and November raising money for polio. Now I have to. Okay, I have to shift gears. Yes, Paula.
Okay, you got a challenge. You got a challenge from the chat box.
Okay.
They think you should run 5,000 miles.
Now, who the hell thinks that?
They shall remain anonymous. But
Well,
Oh, no, I'm telling you, Bernie, because I'm the co-chair and I love you. It's Lou Mella.
Oh,
well, somebody else agreed.
Oh,
Somebody else
no.
agreed.
Oh.
well, I'll give it the due consideration that it
Wait a
that
minute.
it needs. Yeah, I will.
Since Ann Matthews agreed, I think that you ought to do it.
Oh,
I mean,
crap.
this
And
is coming
Matthews
from a
agreed?
higher up. That's right. You got to do it now.
I will look into it.
Okay, onward, Bernie.
Okay, all right, thanks. Okay, what I want to do now is I'm going to shift gears, really shift gears a lot. We're going to go from polio now to the $1 Million Dinner and campaign. So let me see if I can bring that up here. There we go. Okay, can everybody see that? Okay, I'm going to need those select very few, those special people I had asked to unmute themselves. If they can promise to be quiet, if they would dare to unmute again, I would appreciate it. Just be quiet. Paul, there you go. Thank you. All right. So we're doing something called a $1 Million Dinner and campaign. Other districts have done this, and they've done it with great success. This is the first for us. We've never tried anything that I'm aware of like this. So this is the first. I'm chairing the campaign part, and I'm going to introduce you right now to Sandy Morkel, who is the chair of the dinner part of this. She's chair of the $1 Million Dinner, and she's from the Rotary Club of Charleston. And Sandy, you're there somewhere, aren't you?
I sure am, Bernie. Thank you.
Yep.
No, I am just thrilled to be able to chair this dinner. This is a very special dinner that's going to be held on May 5th, 2021 in downtown Charleston at the beautiful Francis Marion Hotel that was founded, actually was helped, the funding was secured for that hotel by Rotarians. And that hotel is actually owned by one of our Rotarians. So we're going to have a very, very special meal there that night. We'll have some entertainment. We'll have some great things. But if you want to advance the slide one, we can share with you that we've invited our RI president, Kanak, from Germany to come. We're hoping that he will be able to make it. And of course, our own Ann Matthews will be there, who's on this call. Thank you so much. And our district governor, Pauline, is also very much a part of this. It'll be invitation only. So these are for the participants who are actually giving the $10,000 level through, and Bernie's going to be talking about what qualifies you to be able to attend this dinner. I just want you to know that it's going to be extremely special. We're going to have a special night in Charleston to celebrate us raising $1 million for Rotary Foundation, and I'm just delighted to be part of it. Happy to answer any questions, but just know that it's going to be a really special night, and I hope that you will consider doing whatever you can to make that kind of commitment that will allow us to realize our goals and to be able to be part of this special night. I'll turn it back over to Bernie.
Okay. I need to tell you something about Sandy. She's incredible. Last year, she was president of the Big Charleston Club, and they had their 100-year anniversary. Sandy, correct?
Yes, that's right.
100 she was president, 100-year anniversary, and you had it at the Francis Marion Hotel, correct?
We did. We did. We had our beautiful banquet there that night. In fact, Ann Matthews was our keynote speaker. So thank
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Ann, for being a part of that.
So she's got a history here. She knows what she's doing. It's going to be a great event. So Sandy, thank you for everything that you're putting into this. And it's a lot of work to pull this off. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome, Bernie. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So the $1 million campaign goal. Paul, what do you think the goal is for our $1 million campaign?
How about $1 million, Bernie?
Oh, whew. Yes, you are right. The goal is to raise at least $1 million for our Rotary Foundation. So let's look at how we're going to do that. Now, Sandy alluded to the invitation. It's an invitation-only event to the dinner. It's free to the person being invited. It's free to them and a guest. So you get to come free with a guest. Now, how do you qualify to get the invitation? Well, that's what we're going to talk about here. What qualifies as a gift for our campaign and dinner? I do need to go slow here. I got to tell myself to go slow. Single new gifts of at least $10,000. There's some very key words there. A single gift. A new gift of at least $10,000 in order to qualify for this, for the campaign, for the dinner. Lou Mello.
Yes, sir.
I have $9,000 that I've given to the Rotary Foundation over a period of time. I stroke a check for $1,000. I become a major donor. Do I qualify?
Absolutely. You're a wonderful person, but you do not qualify.
You're absolutely right. We encourage people to do that. We're not discouraging people. But in terms of the campaign, Lou is absolutely right. And what makes that real is it has to be a single gift, a new gift of at least $10,000. Do I dare go to Paul again? I'm going to go to Paul again. Okay, Paul. I'm a Paul Harris Society member. I've been a Paul Harris Society member for 9 years. This is the 10th year right now. Do I qualify?
No, sir.
I do not, for the same reason, because it's multiple gifts, not a single gift, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. Single new gifts of at least $10,000. Now, they come in two flavors. We can do it two different ways. We're going to talk about major gifts, and we're going to talk about bequests. There's two ways to achieving this. Let's look at major gifts first. Major gifts is like upfront real money of at least $10,000. So here's how that breaks down. You can do a major gift of $10,000 over 3 years. The foundation lets you do it over 3 years if you want to. You can stroke a check. If you want to do $20,000, you can do that over 3 years if you want to, or stroke a check. But it's cash monies, and they give you 3 years to do it. If you do that, that counts. What matters is the initial amount of $10,000 that you literally sign a contract with the foundation that you're going to do that over 3 years. Now, there's many instruments here that get you to that $2,000 if you're doing a major gift now, a major gift. A life income agreement where you give the foundation an agreed upon amount of money. They give you interest, they give you monthly income or annual income. And then on your demise, when you don't care anymore, that money you gave them then goes to doing good in the world. That's a life income agreement. If you do that for over $10,000, you're good. Now, of course, stock transfers, they do that all the time. You do stock transfers of at least $10,000, you qualify. Charitable gift annuities. And there are so many other things available to you from the Rotary Foundation. And I'm going to get into a little bit later how you can dig into that and find out more information about that. I'll talk about that a little later. Okay, so that's major gifts. Now let's look at bequests. Once again, of at least $10,000. Easiest said, bequests are part of, or could be part of, your estate planning. So let's say you're Ann Matthews. Let's say you're Ann Matthews, and you're sitting down with your estate planner, and you say, I would like to give a percentage of my $10 million estate. And the financial planner says, well, what percent? And Ann says, I want to give 80% of my $10 million, and that's valued at today's dollars. Later, it'll be valued more, of course. What I'm saying is you can give a percentage of your estate. You could give a specific. Ann didn't unmute herself there, did she? She didn't say anything, did she? She didn't deny that she has a $10 million estate, did she? She didn't. And apparently she's not gonna. So, okay, that's good. Okay, so you can give a percentage. You can give specific number of shares of stock. Like if you have, Zoom, you could give Zoom stock. You could give a specific amount. You could just say, I want to give X number of dollars. That's estate planning, or it could be, literally, it could be as simple as just putting a codicil in your will. And you say, I want to do a bequest of at least $10,000, which in terms of recognition is a bequest society level 1. If you do 25,000, it's a bequest society level 2. All those things count, folks. So if you do a bequest for $10,000, you qualify to go to the dinner and take a friend. Okay, so that's bequest. We talked about major gifts. Let's just talk about leaving a legacy. When you get to be my age, when you get to be a little on in age, you actually start thinking about maybe leaving a legacy for what you've done here, and you can do it with the Rotary Foundation. They have something called a named endowment fund. It starts at $25,000 and goes up. In order to get yourself a named endowment fund, you have to at least do $25,000. And I'll give you some examples. So you could possibly have the John Doe for Healthy Children Fund. Remember, again, at least $25,000. Mary Smith's Education Fund. Harris Family for Clean Water Fund. You can actually get a named fund for as little as $25,000. Of course, all of that qualifies. Now, I think this is pretty important. If you're considering a donation, if you're a Rotary Club member and you're considering a donation, a lot of members, they want some confidentiality. They want some privacy in their financial situation, so they're not comfortable necessarily talking to a fellow Rotarian, maybe the Club Foundation chair, or you're going to see later we have a team. We have a team of people that you can talk to. But in the event that they're not comfortable with that for whatever reason, we are so fortunate to have a senior major gifts officer of our Rotary Foundation, Carl Davis. Now there's his contact information. He really is up in very near Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where he lives. He's out of state. He works for the Rotary Foundation. And I'll tell you, senior doesn't do him justice. He is the top gun of the major gift officers, and anybody that has worked with Carl Davis knows that. He is an amazing person. There is Carl, who right now is on his way to Nevada. Otherwise, he would be on this call to talk to us, but he's taking a little vacay. He's going out to see some friends. I think he'll be back Sunday night or Monday, but he works all the time. There is nobody better. There is nobody that knows more about the foundation and ways to give than Carl Davis. Now, again, I'm going to send you this presentation. So all that contact information, all you have to do is bring up the PDF and he's in there. He's also a member of the Rotary Club of Raleigh. So he's a Rotarian to boot. He's amazing. I worked with Carl for a number of years, and I'm telling you, he's the smartest person I know at the Rotary Foundation.
Hey, Bernie.
Yes.
We're going to have him on CRAP next Wednesday, I believe.
You're going to have Carl Davis?
Yes.
Okay. I'm telling you, don't take my word for it then, folks. Don't take my word for it. Go on CRAP and listen to Carl. He's truly amazing. Don't hesitate to call him or refer people. It's his job. He gets paid to do this. He gets paid by the Rotary Foundation Let's use him. Call him, talk to him. He'll tell you all the options. Now, I need to tell you, and he'll tell you this too. He or any of our team, Carl or anybody on our team, will not give you tax or financial advice. You're not going to get it from any of our team. You're not going to get advice. You need to talk to a tax person or your financial planner or an estate planner or something to get advice. To work out exactly how you would handle all that, yes, Carl, and we can help you with pushing you in a certain direction. But understand, we don't give advice. If somebody tries to give you advice, put up your hand and say, no, I'd rather talk to Carl, thank you. I'm serious. We can tell you opportunities, but we're not going to give you financial recommendations. Okay. Now, we need to look at the areas of focus. There used to be 6. The 6 dark ones, the ones in black there, basic education, you can read the rest. We used to have 6 areas of focus. We've added, a few months ago, we added supporting the environment. And that apparently is very popular. We've gotten a lot of queries about people wanting to do that. I think the Rotary Foundation may have just jumped the gun just a little when they announced it, because I don't think they're not ready to actually process requests to do it. That doesn't mean you can't get in the queue. I know Carl has some queued up, and he's waiting for them to actually come back and say, we can actually process this, because apparently supporting the environment there's a lot of pent-up demand for that. So just be aware of that. But here's the areas of focus that you can look at when you're making a contribution. All right, I've been talking.
Bernie, before
Yes, yes.
Just one thing.
Paula, yes.
Yes, back when you were talking about a named fund and you needed to do 25,000.
Yes.
One thing that folks might want to think about is if you've already given, let's say you've given 10,000 in cash or 10,000 in a bequest, you can give another 15,000, which makes your total 25. So you don't have to come up with a new 25 for the named fund. So that might open some doors for some folks that may not know that.
Well, in fact, thank you, Paula. In fact, that's exactly what Nancy and I are going to do. We've been a level 1 bequest society. We're going to go to level 2, which is we're going to increase it by 15. We're doing exactly what you just said. So thank you for that. Okay. We have a $1 million campaign team. It consists of 22 very committed Rotarians, knowledgeable Rotarians from all geographic areas in our district. We have the entire district covered with these 22 Rotarians. Their mission, if they choose to accept it, and they have chosen to accept it, is to identify and cultivate potential donors. They have been trained by Top Gun, Major Gifts Officer Carl Davis. We've all sat through 3 two-hour sessions, and it was amazing. It was truly amazing. We went from detail to high level it was incredible. 3 two-hour sessions of training from Top Gun Carl Davis. So this team should be a resource for our district leadership, AGs, club presidents, everybody that's associated with the foundation, club members. Consider making a gift. And you're going to see, I'm going to bring the members up here in a second, but you're a resource for clubs and for our clubs in our district. And they not only talk the talk, they walk the walk. Each member that you're going to see, all 22 members, have made a commitment to do at least $10,000 in either a major gift or a bequest. So they're not going to ask anybody to do what they haven't already done. So I commend them for that. And here we go. There is our $1 million campaign team. I'm gonna leave this up there for a second, or for a minute or two, because I'm going to ask, how many are on the call? I don't have any numbers. How many are on this Zoom, Paula? Do you know?
Yes, we have 53.
53? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to ask the 53 minus me, 52, I guess. 52 people, I'm going to ask 52 people out there to look at this, these 22 Rotarians here, and tell me that they don't know any one of these people. There's nobody. There's 52 people out there looking at this. I guarantee you, not one person can look at this, these 22 people and say, I have no earthly idea who these people are. I guarantee you that. Here we go. We have people from Columbia, and we got Paula, we got Ione from Columbia, we got Ann Walker. There's our governor, there's Pauline from the Myrtle Beach area, James is from Lexington. Here's a bunch of Hilton Head people. Look at these people right here, Hilton Head. Here's Beaufort people right here. There's Carl from Charleston. Okay, and we got Lou Mello from the Charleston, Mount Pleasant area. Look, we got Myrtle Beach people. Look at these guys down here, Myrtle Beach people, Little River people, Chuck from Sumter, St. George. We even have, last but not least, we even have Chirag. We even have somebody from Chirag. Folks, we have the district covered. In the information I'm going to email you, you're going to see these people, and you're going to see their phone numbers, you're going to see their email addresses. If you have questions, please reach out to these people. They're not, I'll tell you, they're not Carl Davis. There is nobody that is Carl Davis other than Carl. But they know what they know, and if they don't know, they will tell you, they will tell you to call this guy in a heartbeat. And they'll set it up so you can do that. So anyway, did anybody, unmute yourself if you dare to tell me you don't recognize anybody on that screen. Anybody? I'm listening. Exactly. That's exactly right. Everybody knows somebody on that screen. Okay. All right. I think I made my point. Okay. So we're winding down here. So the question is for club presidents, president-elects, foundation chairs, AGs, anybody out there, anybody, maybe some potential donors, what can you do? Well, the easiest thing to do, is make a major gift or a bequest to our Rotary Foundation. Become eligible, get an invitation to our dinner, bring a guest, enjoy it, and come and celebrate with us on May the 5th. Celebrate in Charleston with us. It'll be great. So that's one thing you can do. You can get more information. That $1 million team, that 22 people that I'm going to give you contact information, reach out to them. They have more information, and they can get it to you. So you can get more information that way. I'm going to send you an attachment you'll have recommended foundation speakers. Folks, let me tell you something. I know there are clubs where a foundation speaker goes into and talks about the Rotary Foundation, and I guarantee you, after the meeting, some Rotarians will say, I didn't know the Rotary Foundation does that. I guarantee you I'm sending you, I think there's 8, I forget what the list is now. There may be 8 or 10 recommended foundation speakers. If you get them on Zoom or you get them to come to your club, I'm telling you, they can be a game changer. Ann Matthews, am I right about that?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Is that all you're going to say?
Well, what do you want me to say? I don't want to brag.
Well, just the truth. Just tell the truth.
Okay. I was at a club last November, and I spoke about the foundation because I believe in it, and it's my passion. So afterwards, a gentleman came up and talked to me, and he said, Ann, those exact words. He said, Ann, I did not know our foundation did this. And I said, well, it does, because I have been in these places and I've done the kinds of things I've shared with you today. It's firsthand knowledge. And he said to me, well, I'm going to give something to the foundation. Well, I left. I came on home. I knew the man was comfortable financially. And I thought he might give $5,000, $10,000. The next week, I was called back to that location, and I met with he and his wife. And he wrote a check to the foundation for $1 million. And he said, I said, well, who do you want this to go to? Blah, blah. We had a long discussion. He said, I want you to decide because you know what the foundation does. And that's the truth. I called Carl Davis on the way back to Columbia and I said, come get this check. I'm scared to death to keep it. And he came. He met me in Columbia late that day. He got that check. He flew to Chicago that weekend, turned it in on Monday. And that's the truth.
Okay, so there you have it. There is a testimony that is unreal. I'm expecting you all to text, email, do something to get Ann Matthews to come speak to your clubs.
Come on now.
Well,
I'm all over the globe like it is.
I know. Well, Ann, thank you very much for that testimony. What I'm saying to you folks is it can make a difference getting a foundation speaker into your club. Okay. All right. Again, I'm telling you, talk to your tax, legal, or financial advisor. We don't do that. We don't give that kind of advice. You need to talk to your people and work out an instrument that you can use with the Rotary Foundation. And you can help identify potential donors for us. You can do that. Let our team know. Your foundation chair, depending on what they can do, they can handle it also, whatever. But if you can identify potential donors, that would be great. All right. I'm almost at the end here. As of today, I want to give you an update where we're at on the $1 million campaign. This is as of today. You ready? Here we go. Is Paul, can you? It's time for a banker to, there we go. Okay, good. Are you ready, Paul?
I'm ready.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to look at is actual dollars contributed. This is dollars in the bank. Now, when I say that, I mean actual contributions, money, and bequests that have been certified by the Rotary Foundation. Money in the bank. Here we go. As of today. Paul, how do you say that number? I'm not even sure how to say a number like that. How would you say that number?
I guess I'd say $1,508,015.
That's pretty good. Okay, Lou, exactly. Very good, very good. Okay, so over $1.5 million. Now we're in what? We're in October. So we got November, December, January, February, March, April. What is that? 7, 6? Is that 6 months? We got 6 months left to this campaign, folks. 6 months left. So, I don't know what the number is, 2 million, 3 million. I don't know what the final number is going to be, but we can make it happen over the next 5, 6, 7 months. Okay, so I'm going to also look at contributions that are promised. These are in process. These are people that are working. These are donors that haven't pulled the trigger yet. They're numbers that we know are in there, that we're having conversations with people. They just haven't pulled the trigger, but we're pretty sure that they are going to. That number, this is a promise number. We have 155,000 promised. Paul, you want to take a shot at what the total is? Are you working on it?
$1,663,015.
Perfect. I don't know what else to say. That's where we're at today. We got, like I said, 5, 6 months left yet. I just want to say, for everybody that's associated with the foundation in our district, for Carl, for Top Gun Carl Davis, everybody, thank you so much for everything you have done for polio, for our foundation, and what you're going to do. So I guess, Paula, if you think we have time, we can address some questions if they're queued up.
Well, let me just say, thank you, Bernie. If you'll put your questions in the chat box, if you have any right now, because we promised you an hour. I do want to say thank you to Bernie, Mary, and Sandy for all the preparation you did to put this on, and for the energy you have and the great work that each of you is doing for our foundation. And I see great promise in your public image, especially your World Polio Day promotion and the purple pinky. And folks, that is a great opportunity. Our foundation is a great membership tool. Let people know what we're doing because they want to join us for what we do in this world. And I think that District Governor Pauline has something she wants to say, and this will close us out.
Unless there's questions, but essentially, ditto what Paula said. I just wanted to get on and thank y'all for attending tonight, number one, and making the commitment, and joining the rest of the leadership that we've already thanked that have come forward to work on this campaign. But this is an awesome year during tough times. I am so proud of the folks in our district that step up day after day after day. Worried about making 1 million, and we're almost, I want to cry. We're almost at 2 million, Bernie. What? And Paul Walter, we wouldn't be able to do it without him either. It's a tag team effort. So Paul, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Public Image is rocking it this year. They're off the charts. So stellar work. Thank you all.
So we promised an hour. We're 2 minutes over, but I'm willing to stay. Bernie, are you willing to stay and answer any questions?
Sure.
So we'll open it up for questions.
I don't have a question. This is Ann Walker. Just want to say thank y'all to everybody.
Thanks,
Okay.
Ann.
This is great. No questions. I like this. This is very good.
That means you did a great job, Bernie. A great
That's
job.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
agree. Great job, Bernie. And Paul just posted how many miles you'd have to walk per day to get to 5,000 miles. I don't know. I've seen how slow you walk by my house. I don't think you can get there.
Well, what's the time frame for that 5,000 miles? What's the time frame?
60 days.
83 miles a day.
83
Okay.
miles.
Can
Can
somebody
you do it? Can you do it, Bernie?
I need somebody to fill in for my presentations in October and November then, because I can't do them. I'm going to be out walking and running.
Yeah.
You got a mobile phone. You just walk with it.
Cut him no slack, Paul. Cut him no
Hey,
slack.
Bernie, I have an idea. Why don't
Yeah.
we get those, those placards you hold with people's faces on it? And we get people to say they'll run for Bernie and they just hold that face up. And
We'll make it a relay.
And their miles will count.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
running for Bernie and
actually-
here's his face.
I'm running
Yeah,
to
actually,
idea.
Bernie, if you just have
Do
people
it.
run with you, walk with you, that can count too.
There
That-
you
Well,
go.
Yeah.
If I hold up like 2 of those things, that counts 3 times then, right?
No.
No,
Yeah,
you can't do
another
that.
body.
No.
Just have
And-
people walk with you.
And then you need to figure out how to do something like that with the annual fund.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
We could give a little commercial too, because the golf tournament funds will also go toward polio, June 11th. Put it on your calendar.
Okay, great.
Can I let a little bit of a cat out of the bag? Paul, are you still on? Paul Walter, are you still
Yes.
on?
Yes.
Okay. Paul and I actually, not recently, but we talked about during his year doing something unusual to raise money for polio. And it could be biking around the state of South Carolina. It could be something like that going, I'm not sure, but Paul, am I letting it out of the bag, or are you still thinking about doing something like that? Because maybe next year's the time to do 5,000 miles. Just saying.
All ideas are being looked at.
There you go.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody. I gotta go.
Thank you.
I do
Awesome.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Bye, all.
Thanks.
Good night, Bernie.